Okay. All right. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. I don't know if anybody saw that I was just going in and out. I'm going to be setting up my live really quick, getting my notes and everything together. How's everybody doing today? Give me just 1 second. Waiting for some people to get on. I'll give it like 2 minutes so I can go ahead and get started, get going. Let's see. Give me just one moment. I had some technical difficulties right now. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's the beauty of technology, right? Okay. Just gonna give it like 1 more minute, get some more viewers on, see how you guys are doing today. Let's see. Hi, Martha. Gonna go ahead and share the feed right now, see if we can get some viewers on, remind some people to get on. And then I can go ahead and get started. Okay. So let me go ahead and introduce myself again for those of you who this may be your first live with us. Maybe you've never been on any of our lives before, but again, my name is Alexandra Ibarra. I am with Behavioral Health Solutions. I am a program director for our youth prevention team. Right now, I'm currently servicing the Willacy County, but overall, we service 19 different counties. We cover everything from prevention, intervention, treatment, and recovery. We are located in Pharr, Texas. That's where our home office is at. But again, we service 19 different counties. You can find us in almost every city possible. Here in the lower RGV, we have an office in Harlingen, in Weslaco, in Brownsville, and of course, like I said, again, in Pharr. So today, guys, we're going to do a pen pal activity. This one has something I've been looking forward to. I really actually enjoy writing overall. So when you think about it, how does this tie together with prevention? So prevention is here to protect our environment. It's here to protect our environment to reduce risk factors and enhance our overall protective factors. So one big protective factor is communication. That's a huge one. So we all believe that we know how to communicate with each other, but are we doing it effectively? So I went to this one website called helpguide.org and I researched a little bit about communication and how can we improve our communication skills overall. So what is effective communication? So effective communication is more than just about exchanging information. So it's about understanding emotion and the intentions behind the information, because sometimes we're just so excited to just roll things out or try to tell somebody a story, but are we effectively communicating what we're trying to say? So as well as being able to clearly convey a message, you need to also listen to the way that things are being said and the full meaning so that you can understand whether or not it's being heard and if it's being understood. So right now with COVID-19 going on, there's still so much uncertainty going on. We are entering phase 1 of reopening businesses, and some people still do not feel comfortable leaving their home. My daughter is one of them. She's a little worrywart. I cannot get her to leave the house at all. She doesn't want to leave, and I don't blame her, and I'm not forcing her because I want her to feel comfortable doing what she does. So our mental health right now is the biggest thing at stake, because a lot of people are like, I'm going crazy in the household, and they don't know what to do. But at the end of the day, I find it interesting, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to work. And now that the opportunity has been given to stay home and actually relax and de-stress and kind of reinvent yourself, everyone's freaking out. It's okay though. So right now we have to see, what we can do that works good for us. We have to see, what routines can we build, what can we do different, and how can we move forward together. So mental health, guys, it ties in with substance use disorders because it affects all walks of ages in life altogether. So The illnesses are common, recurrent, and often serious. So they're treatable by many people to recover. But mental disorders, it involves changes in thinking, in our mood, and our overall behavior. These disorders can affect how we relate to other people and how we make our choices. So reaching a level that can be formally diagnosed often depends on reduction in a person's ability to function as a result of this disorder. So what can we do to work together to improve our communication skills? So if any of you guys saw the flyer from today, it's a pen pal activity, and you're probably thinking, what does she mean pen pal? Everybody texts and everybody calls each other, but does anybody actually write each other? So what I was thinking was literally like a good old fashioned letter. So this is so funny because I was going through, I have like a trunk box in my living room, and I found this envelope. And this is the real deal. This is no prop. This is the real deal. But back in 1999, I left Chicago to come to Harlingen, Texas. And I left behind a lot of great friends, people that I knew from kindergarten. In 1999, I was in 7th grade going into 8th grade. So I found all of these letters. Isn't this so cool? I found all of these letters from 1999. This is crazy. So in 1999, I was writing to everybody, to family members, to friends from school, everybody. Like it was something that I liked to do. And granted, back in 1999, we didn't have our cell phones. We didn't have text messaging. We didn't have all of that stuff. And email, even though like AOL was around, you got mail, it wasn't the same thing. So like I looked forward to these letters, and I can't believe I still have them, but I do. But I looked forward to those letters. It was a good old fashioned letter. And right now, with our mental health at stake and our kids, what can we do? What can we do to stay busy? Has anybody ever considered possibly getting a pen pal? And what that means, it can be what I would recommend in getting a pen pal is finding somebody like a family member. Do you have a cousin or extended family that may live in California, that may live in New York, that may live somewhere else? So start small. I don't recommend for children that they go and they find strangers to start pen paling with. Start with a family member. That's always encouraged. It makes them want to explore a little bit more of what they can do with that. So let me see real quick. Let's see. Another way that I wanted to talk about how you guys can get a pen pal is I was speaking with one of my coworkers, and she was sharing with me that there's other apps and other programs available that are meant for meeting new people and learning about new languages. So I was like, what exactly does that mean? Like what apps are available? And I went and I researched this one site that is called Educators of America. So I'm going to have her link that in there. That is a website dedicated for adults and students, for they can go on there and find a pen pal from all around the world. This is supposed to be a safe and secure site, making sure that the kids or who they're connecting with is not just telling them, oh, here's about my day, but they're teaching them about their culture, about their language, teaching them about things that they would not normally learn on an everyday basis. It's really, really neat. It's called Educators of America. And they talk to you guys about the 5 benefits of having a pen pal. So the first benefit of having a pen pal is that you're going to enhance your reading, your writing, and your overall presentation skills. And I don't mean presentation like right now I'm speaking to people. I mean presentation and how you put your letter together. Because they're saying that when people write a letter, they want to make sure, one, that their penmanship looks nice. They want to make sure that their grammar is correct. So they take all of that into consideration. So it's going to enhance your reading, your writing, and your overall presentation skills. That's benefit number 1. Benefit number 2 is that it increases someone's compassion and understanding, meaning that we all don't come from the same backgrounds. Maybe a lot of us may be Hispanic here in the Rio Grande Valley, but we don't come from the same backgrounds. A lot of us have different cultures, different beliefs. And it teaches individuals about overall cultural competency, respecting others and their different beliefs and their different backgrounds. And that takes a lot. Why I always tell my youth group, what you may consider to be normal, I may not consider to be normal. And what I consider to be normal, you may not consider to be normal. And that's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. Another thing is that it also promotes patience and delayed gratification. So, like, this goes back to my envelope here, is that I used to look forward to getting these. I used to look forward to getting these letters every single week. So it gives you something to know, like, it's not going to come back tomorrow. It could take potentially a week or two to get here. And that delayed gratification, it's like that sense of like being complete, like the letter got here, or they're going to get my letter. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? And then when they write back to you, it fills in those gaps. It's pretty neat. Another one is that it also develops somebody's social skills and abilities to connect with other people. So maybe somebody, like right now during COVID, doesn't want to go outside. They don't want to talk to, they don't want to engage the way they used to. So having a pen pal can help get them out of that box, if that makes sense. So, I think of a lot of people who call themselves like introverts, where they don't like being around big groups and big people and all that stuff. But by getting yourself a pen pal, it can still allow you to engage with someone maybe on a level of comfort that you didn't know that you had. So that's just something to take into consideration. Another benefit of having a pen pal is the overall curiosity development. So children are naturally curious. However, an international pen pal can ignite a curiosity for the world outside of what they know. So what that means is that maybe kids think, and I know my daughter was like this, where she didn't know anything else existed outside of Texas. Nothing. There was nothing outside of Texas. And to her, Texas was the biggest, that's it. That's all there was. And by having that pen pal, they can definitely step outside that, and they can see like, wow, there's all these places and all these things to do. And, it's pretty neat. It also lets help them learn not just about their languages, but maybe about their history. So if your kids ask you like, what do I write about to this person? Ask them, what is it about your culture? Like, tell me a little bit about your history. Have them ignite questions like that. And it increases their interest in learning, which helps them overall develop. And right now, with being out of school, it's tough. It's tough right now to keep the kids' minds going and to keep them want to keep going. So maybe having a pen pal will help them stay active, not just mentally, but also for education purposes. So what materials are needed for when you have a pen pal? So obviously, pens, regular sheets of paper. I know the dollar store has really neat stationery pads where it comes with the little paper and the envelopes where they can put it in there. Now, if you're going to do a traditional pen pal, the one thing I want to remind you guys is start with like a family member or extended family member that doesn't live, obviously in the same city that you do. We want to make sure that we always consider safety first. Safety, safety, safety. So what I mean by safety first, that's going to be making sure that we do not ever schedule meetings with anybody. We don't give out personal information. We don't exchange money. I don't give you money. You don't give me money. It's nothing like that. That's why I always say, if they're going to do a traditional pen pal, like pen and paper, I encourage that you start them off with a cousin or a family member or somebody outside of the state. But if they're going to do something like the international program, Educators of America, that's solely done online. That's done through email. They'll have screen names. Remember, that's going to be more of parents need to monitor your kids' internet activity. So just making sure that parents are aware that they're educating their kids never to post personal information, making sure that your kids understand that bullying and harassment will never be tolerated. So also if you get a bad feeling, like if your child tells you, I don't know about this person, they're asking me personal information, they want me to send pictures, never be afraid to block somebody. Never be afraid to block somebody. I encourage that for all social media use. So email use. If somebody is stepping outside your comfort zone and going a little further than what you feel comfortable, don't do it. So making sure parents know safety first and that they're talking to their kids before they go and get the international pen pal, so that they understand that this is just about building communication skills, social skills. It's not about saying, I'm going to be on a plane next week and I'll meet you in Japan. That's not at all what we're encouraging, because this can be a really fun activity and a really, really rewarding experience. But one thing I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about is what could be the common barriers for effective communication. So a common barrier would be, like stress and out of control emotion. Because when we get a pen pal, we don't want to overload them with stress and emotion. So you don't want to send a 20-page letter about like how terrible your day was and how terrible it is in your community right now, or about, maybe going too further into COVID or anything like that. So, when you're stressed out and you're emotionally overwhelmed, you're more likely to misread what other people are trying to say. So it can send confusing and negative messages. So it's just understanding, what could be ineffective communication. Another thing would be lack of focus. So what that means is that, what happens is when we're writing these letters, it may cause you to be like, oh, I don't know what to write, I'm getting so frustrated. That's having a lack of focus. You can't communicate effectively when there's a lack of focus, and also when you're multitasking. So if you are, for example, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard that saying, when people say, I can't walk and talk at the same time. So what that means is like, so I'm on the phone, I'm talking to somebody, and I can't do something else without being distracted. So it's the same thing when you're writing. If you're going to be writing, go into a quiet space, collect your thoughts, think about what you want to say to that person, and make sure that you're clearly, getting that out. Because if you're multitasking or you're distracted by cell phones and by music, you may be all over the place with your thoughts. Another barrier of ineffective communication is just overall inconsistent and negative body language. And you're thinking, how does that affect me while I'm writing? It does, because if you're just in a bad mood and you're going all over the place and then you're lashing out at other people, you're not going to be able to effectively communicate what you're trying to say. Because they always say an expression is worth, like, 1,000 words, because people can totally read you wrong and take things not the way that they anticipated it. So aside from the international program educators of America, I was going to ask you guys, so what other ways can we connect with our community? How can we get out, maybe for those who are restricted from getting visitors? So right now, as many of you guys may be aware, a lot of nursing homes are not allowing patients to visit their family members. And I've seen a lot of cute videos on Facebook where people are still visiting the elderly community, but they're doing it through glass windows. Like, they're going out and just saying hi to each other. And I saw one where like a young daughter was showing her engagement ring to her grandpa. But what about the people that don't get visitors? What about those? So consider, as a parent, contacting a local senior citizen living facility and ask them, be like, are any of your patients not getting visitors who would like to receive like a cute card, or a happy birthday card, or how's your day going? That's how you can connect with the community. So contact your local senior citizen living facility, because it could be in Harlingen, Brownsville, McAllen, Pharr. I don't know all of them in every community, but contact those facilities and ask them, how can I send out a letter? My child wants to write a happy birthday card to somebody to brighten their day, maybe somebody who's not getting visitors or has consistent family members in town, because that happens a lot. But I will tell you that I contacted a local organization who are providing links where your kids can connect with the front line. So what that means is that and I'm gonna ask our media team if they can create it like in a little flyer. So after my live, this is gonna be on our page where you're gonna see all the different emails where you guys can send cards, like thumbs up, you did a great job, or maybe have your kids create little postcards. Have your kids create postcards thanking our first responders. This can be nurses. I believe, and I don't have it pulled up right now, but there's several different email addresses on there. And I'm going to ask the media team again to get that on this page after we're done. So maybe you're thinking, I can have my kid do that. I can have my daughter write a little short letter, saying thank you for what you guys are doing. You guys are our frontline heroes, and have them send that out. That's their first way of keeping them busy and keeping them active. So just give your kids some paper, some colored pencils, and have them write a cute, thank you note to our first responders. And I have about 4 different email addresses. They may be able to go up in the comments right now, but if not, we're going to, I see them right here. Done deal. Here are the links. One is for Laredo. It's the Laredo Nursing Home and Rehabilitation, the Avalon Memory Care, and Sunrise Nursing Home. So you would use those 3 email addresses right there and have your kids write little thank you notes to the frontline people, like the nurses, the doctors that are there, just sending them, you could even have them draw it, and then you can take a picture and email that in. So that's really neat. I thought that was really cool. You never know how it can brighten up somebody's day. But again, just keep in mind that if people don't respond to you, stay positive. There's a lot going on right now. I'm sure we're not the only ones sending letters, but you never know. Maybe we are. So take advantage of this opportunity. Keep in mind that there could be barriers. What if a person doesn't have materials to write back? So with that being said, if you have a little one that wants to start pen paling and writing letters, but you don't have the materials, send our agency a message, through our Facebook. You guys can message us. We have a media team that's amazing, that's always on here. So they're getting all of our messages and all of that stuff. We're working together as an organization to maybe purchase some stationery pads, maybe purchase some pens, and create little pads that either we can give to your kids or we can take them to the nursing home and give them to the residents, because maybe they don't have the materials to send out a letter right now. There could be a lot of barriers, and we don't know necessarily what they are right now. But if you guys want to send us any feedback or any guidance to things that you may need, or for a fact a senior citizen facility can use, let us know, because we can get you guys these materials, and that way it can help keep us connected and going together. So again, though, I want you guys just to be aware that we always, and I can't emphasize safety first, just making sure that you encourage your kids, and also you, that we encourage you guys not to set up meetings with people you don't know. Please don't do that. Safety first. Again, don't give out your personal information, and don't send or receive money. So just also to add a little tidbit to it, because I guess I am a pack rat. But if your kids should start pen paling, or maybe don't want to write letters, maybe they want to write postcards. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Jessica. So maybe your kids don't want to write. Hi, Jessica. So in case you guys don't want to write like legit letters, maybe you guys want to write a postcard. So this book was my baby back in 1999. And I used to keep, or not I used to, I kept every postcard that anybody ever sent to me in 1999. And I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if you can see if there's a glare, but like this one was from my sister in Arizona. I purchased that Barbie one in Chicago. There's one in there from Michigan. My sister traveled a lot when I was younger. So, there's London, there's some from Italy, from France. This book is full. Hi, from Idaho. How awesome. Look, from Florida. These are really neat. Oh, you can see it. Thanks, sister. I kept every postcard ever sent to me. I probably have still have more because they're on my fridge. But this was something I did. I started a scrapbook about it because I liked keeping all my stuff, obviously, obviously. But do that for your kids. Start a little scrapbook and have them start sending postcards out to the front line. What if your kids? And this is a really good idea. You guys can go to like Walmart and you can purchase a postcard from like wherever city you're from, Harlingen, Brownsville, McAllen. Go to your local Walmart, buy a postcard, and why don't you have your kids write a letter to like your chief of police, your fire department police? Pick a random doctor working the front line right now. You can find their address really easily in Google. And that would be a really neat project. Have them start small. Get a postcard, have them write thank you for your services, maybe draw a little picture on it, and just let them know that you're thinking of them. So that's a really neat activity and something to consider, starting with postcards. And you never know. You never know if your kids send one out, you never know who's going to send it back. What if the police chief is so touched by it that he writes a postcard back? So just something for you guys to take into consideration as an activity to do with your little ones. But overall, I think that sometimes we including myself get so caught up in technology, and we love the privilege of email and we love the privilege of text message, that sometimes we just forget about good old fashioned letters, and we definitely lose sight of what can be important. So it's pretty cool. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, I love the postcards. I love my letters, like I said. And just to share one final little story with you guys about when you guys start pen paling and all that good stuff. When you guys start pen paling and all that good stuff, I have a letter in here from 2002. I met a winter Texan. If any of you guys are here from Texas, a winter Texan is a senior citizen that comes from up north and lives the winter time in the valley and then travels back home during the summer. I have about 10 or 15 letters from this winter Texan that I was in touch with, that I met her at my very first job at Peter Piper Pizza. She was such a sweet lady. She wrote me for many months until the letters just stopped coming. I don't know, what happened. I don't know if, they moved or what was the case, but I used to look forward to those letters. And she was in her late 70s when she was messaging me, and I was in high school, but she would send me letters. She didn't, and at that time we had cell phones, but she would send me letters, and it was really neat. So just, take about that, guys. Think about that. Take that back and just remind your kids again. You don't know how that letter is going to make somebody feel, and if they connect with somebody who's a little bit older, you don't know the stories they're going to share and the adventures they've been on. And she would tell me about her family and her kids, and I looked forward to that. And I was in high school and I didn't even know her. I met her as a customer and she was really awesome. And I always think about that, and I hope she, was well and all that good stuff. But regardless, she touched my life, and that's something that I definitely take with me, and I hope you guys do too. So if you guys have any questions about being a pen pal, or if you know anybody that needs any supplies, stationery pads, pens, pencils, any of that stuff, please inbox us at Behavioral Health Solutions, our Facebook page, or you guys can go back onto our website to the www.bhsst.org. Again, my name is Alexandra Ibarra. I am a program director for our youth prevention team. So if you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for being on. I really appreciate it. And again, just looking for different ways for us to stay engaged and keep our kids' mind going. So if you have any suggestions for any activities that you guys want to see, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know, because we'll be happy to research it and get that out for you. But other than that, thank you guys so much for your time and have a great day. Bye, guys.